So the question is, how do I turn my voiceover demo into a video? And one way to do that is by creating something called an audiogram. So let's do this from start to finish. You get your VO demo, you add graphics, you add the audiogram element, and posting it, in our case, to YouTube from start to finish. So let's get to it. News from the booth! Okay, so first thing you want to do is gather all your materials. You're going to need your voiceover demo all in one piece. Sometimes you get your voiceover demo and it's segmented into the different sections. You need it all together in one piece. You also need any graphics or anything that you want to use, like if you have a logo or some branding or like that. So I have this all in this folder here. I have my commercial demo, I have a logo here, and I also have a little graphic that I like to use, and I'll show you where that is later. So let's move that to the side and grab my graphics program. Now I use Canva. Canva works for me really well because I use it for lots of things. So we're going to create one from scratch. So I usually come over here and you can type Audiogram. And you'll get different sizes, but these are wrong for YouTube. So that brings up something that's important. When you create your audiogram, you have to think about where you're going to be posting it. I wouldn't use these kinds of styles, these vertical styles. I would use a horizontal style for YouTube because most of the videos there, except for shorts, are horizontal. So I need something a little bit different. So I'm going to go ahead and type YouTube. And let's see what comes up. All right, great. This kind of size is what we need. So let's just click on any of these because we're going to kind of just erase what's there and put our own stuff in there. You don't have to, though. If you like the template, you can put your own stuff in here. But I kind of, I dig my own, have my own branding. And I think that's important. If you have your own style and your own branding, you kind of need to stay true to that. My branding, my look is kind of this black and white, kind of moody, vintage, retro-y kind of thing. So I'm going to type mixer board. See what comes up. Oh, but here's the one I already made. Hold on. Audio mixer. Okay, here we go. This one. Audio mixer. I like that a lot. It kind of gives that retro-y feel. It has a blurred out section down here. I'm going to need to remember to have a space for that waveform that's responsive that I'll put in later. You can't do it on Canva. They don't have that element, but there are lots of other programs that do it. So, but I want to put all my other stuff in here. Okay, so I'm going to drag my element in to what I need. I'm going to go to my uploads section. I'm going to upload some media, my device, and here's this. Now I have my logo. That's what I want to put on there. So I'm going to hit open that. It's going to blah, 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 blah. There it is. All right, now I'm going to drag it over here. That's too big, so I'm going to resize. That's about right. And on this contact information, I'm going to put just, my email address. Commercial demo. If you can spell. And you need to resize that so that it fits. Basically, I want to make sure I leave enough space for the graphic element that's going to go down here in a minute. I don't want to add any other kinds of motion because it's too distracting. So we've got this. We need to download it. We're going to click download, make it a PNG file, make it nice and big. Now we're going to bring this graphic element into another program. And I use a program called Veed, V-E-E-D. And you could use pretty much any other ones. There's one called Headliner. There's Get Audiogram. There's one called Wave with 2 V's. Any of those work. But I'm going to use Veed. And I might make a video later comparing the different kinds of apps that do this. So, but until then, let's just do this one now. Here we are on Veed. I have opened Veed. I've clicked on Start a New Project. And all I need to do is drag my audio file, which is my demo, right on top of here. Drop files. All it is. Then it asks me, oh, what do you want to do with this? You're going to put it in Instagram, YouTube, or you're going to make a story out of it? It's just giving you different size options. We're going to choose YouTube. I don't need this podcast artwork here. I'm going to change that. I'm going to upload my graphic that I just made. And it's super simple to do. I come over here to upload, click upload image. I go and find in my folder, that's not it, that's not it. This is it. This is the one we just made. Bloop. Stick it on there. Now I have to make size it correctly. Put it up in the corner. Oops. Down. There we go. I also want to send this to the back because my audiogram, the thing that makes it an audiogram, needs to be visible, right? Now, I don't like this style I just don't like that style of responsive audiogram. It looks like this.
We are the creator.
I don't really like that. So I am going to change that. If I click down here on elements on the left, you'll see these sound waves. Or I could just click on this and say, oh, what style do you want? I like this one that's kind of like just lines. Maybe it's beam. Yeah, I like beam. I'm also going to make the size of the beam bigger so that it fits the space better. I want to make sure that it's 100% opacity, that it's not kind of blending in. Let's see how that looks.
We draw it up, try it out, go back to the drawing board and do it all again.
I like the way that looks. It kind of fits together. The branding kind of fits together. All right. So one thing you'll notice down here on your timeline is that my image doesn't carry all the way through. So it only sets it at 30 seconds. So you got to bring it all the way to the end there. So your image stays all the way through from beginning to end. Once you're done doing all this, all you have to do is export it. All right, when you go to export, you click this little export thing, and then it's going to say, hey, what do you want to export it for? Draft, standard, HD, YouTube. Aha! YouTube. That's what I want. That's what I want my settings to reflect, because that's where we're going to be posting it. And there are a lot of other options. You could choose, Instagram and Twitter and all the options and all the other social media kinds of posts. But we're going to be doing YouTube, so that's what we select. Export video. Now we wait. As the video is taking a few minutes to render, I want to remind you of a couple things when you're creating this. One is when you're creating an audiogram, you really don't want to have too many distracting elements, motions that's going on, things that'll distract from your voice. The audiogram waveform that's responsive is probably motion enough. Now you can create a different kind of thing called, just a regular old video with a little bit of motion in the background, but I really hesitate to encourage you to do too much movement because it will pull the viewer out of what they're actually listening for and into the video itself. And I think that's kind of a mistake. Anyway, the other thing is to always be conscious of where you are posting this. If you're going to upload it to Instagram, that's one dimension. If it's going to be on YouTube, it's a different dimension. Or if you're going to make it a story, that's a different dimension. So just be very clear before you start where you're going to upload this audiogram to. So let's see how we're doing here. Veed has finished rendering our video. We can test it, make sure we like it before we download it. Let's take a look.
We are the creators. We innovate.
Let's go ahead and download that video because we're going to need the MP4 so we can upload it to YouTube. One other thing I forgot to do, I did not click and change the project name. So the name of the file is project name. Sorry. I do that a lot. I usually go in and change the name of the file later. I don't know why I don't do it ahead of time. It's silly. Yeah, I've downloaded my video. I'm going to change the name from project name to commercial YouTube AG for audiogram. There you go. It looks like common wide tag. Let's head to YouTube now. Now to upload a video, you click this little camera icon up here, right up there, called Create. Boom. Upload video. So I'm going to go ahead and just drop that file from earlier right here. And up it goes. The only other thing I'd say when you're uploading is make sure you have chapter markers. When you add chapter markers into your video, especially on a demo, it's very easy for whoever's listening to it to jump to specific spots. So if you want to learn how to make chapter markers, I'm going to put a link to that video up there, and I'll also put it down in the description. But we'll come back to that. Let's go see how this looks. Okay, so I have this uploaded now to YouTube. I've added my chapter markers right here, and so I want to view it to see how it looks. So let's click on View Video on YouTube.
We are the creators.
So this is great. This is exactly what I want to see. It's clean, it's clear. I hear my chapter markers that are right here. That works really well. It'll let me jump to each section as I need it, and it highlights it there as I have indicated. Great, firing all cylinders. Now, the last thing we need to do is copy the link. So if I want to email a client, I can add that link into the email and it'll pull up this audiogram straight away. Okay, so there you go. That's how you make an audiogram from start to finish and posting it on YouTube. If you like what you're seeing, I would appreciate you just hit that subscribe button really quick. It helps me out, lets me know that you're enjoying this content. And if you want me to make more, just let me know. Leave me a comment. I would love to hear from you. So I hope that helps. Until next time.